Hey friends, welcome back. This is the corner of the internet where I talk endlessly about marketing and sales strategies for online teachers. Today I'm going to be digging into DM flow. So, what's a DM flow? So glad you asked. Um, this is the series of messages that you will send in the DMs in between somebody following your account and them hiring you to teach them or their child. So a lot of teachers don't do this at all. I see tons of teachers expecting people to go from content to paid offer all by themselves, and it just doesn't work that way. So, what we are doing is we are taking a cold or a warmish lead, a new follower. They've just come into your world. They don't know you. They don't know what you're offering. They probably can't even remember why they followed you because people have, zero attention span when it comes to social media. So they saw something about you for 3 seconds yesterday and they followed. So, you know, this is a good thing. Like they've seen your content and they are expressing interest in it. Like, hey, I want to see more. I'm going to follow along. So we're going to, first of all, open the conversation. Don't wait for them to message you. So just say, hey, name, thanks for following. And then we're going to ask an easy question because if you just say thanks for following, that's not really like, there's no reason for them to answer that. So the first question, really the only point is to get them chatting, get a response, let them know, hey, I'm a human and I'm interested in you. A lot of people will think that first message is automated. I often have to go in and do like a second tap saying, hi, I'm not a robot, I promise. But yeah, this is your chance to like make a human connection. So you want to just ask some easy to answer questions and figure out if they are indeed your ideal client. So, an opener that I really like is, are you here for the thing that I offer? This should be kind of general. So, this should be like the transformation. Are you here for reading help? Are you here for help with math? Are you here for writing for your teenager? Something like that. So that you're like putting the thing that you do in the question because they've already forgotten who you are. Um, and then I like to kind of soften that with, or are you just curious about what I do, about my content, something like that. So it's an easy to answer question because you're giving people like two options. Like, are you here for help or are you just curious? Both are fine. Like, if you just ask the beginning and you say, hey, are you here for help? And they say no, the conversation's over. So we want to give them a softer option so they can say, yeah, I'm curious. And then we can continue just feeling out like, yeah, what exactly are you curious about? I might have some posts to help you. I might have like a YouTube video for you. Like, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Um, and this is where people feel seen. And so they start to trust you. That personalized experience is important. It also gives you good data because you need to know, like, are the people who are following me, who are being attracted by this content that I'm making, are they actually the people who I want in my world? So just like touch base with them and see, like, hey, who are you? Why are you here? But if you ask it in like a why are you here that language, you won't get many responses because, like I said, they have already forgotten who you are. So, are you here for transformation or just curious? That is a good opener. You might want to do like a little bit of small talk before that. People tend to respond better if you're like, hey, I see this, you know, you're a dog owner too, or fellow Canadian, or whatever it is that you want to use to like relate to them, something from their profile. Um, and then just get into like, how can I help you? Is basically the attitude you want to have. So once they have said something like, yeah, I am looking for math support for my 10-year-old, that is where you want to get really curious. So a lot of teachers who don't have experience with sales will see that as a green flag and they'll be like, cool, I help with that. Here's my website. It's got 16 different offers on it. Hope you pick one. And then they're a little bit baffled when the money doesn't come through. So there are 4 stages that you need to cover in a DM flow before you make any kind of offer. I don't care if the offer is your $10,000 signature program or a free YouTube video. Do not make any kind of offer until you know these 4 things. So number 1 is like open. Hey, what are you here for? Number 2 is find the gap. So a lot of traditional sales training will be like, identify a problem. I don't like that because it's not a problem that a child doesn't know something yet, right? Like they have a knowledge gap. They know this much and you need them to know this much, within like the timelines that's set by the school or, whatever kind of measure you're using. We want to be measuring kids' progress for sure, but it's not a problem if there's a gap. So we're going to identify some kind of gap or a reason that they are struggling. Okay, they're not searching for teachers on Instagram for no reason. Okay, and even if they're not actively searching for teachers on Instagram, like their phone is listening to them and, they're talking to their sister and their husband and their mom about how this child is not where they should be. There's a gap. And their phone is listening and it's like, let me send you some math tutors. So something's going on. There's a reason that they have found you. If they were not interested in what you do, they wouldn't have followed. So you got to figure out what that gap is in specific terms. Okay. Like get really tangible here. Once you know what the gap is, you need to find out how long that's been going on. So this gap is impacting this family somehow. You need to find out how and how long they've been impacted by it, because that is going to give you a lot of information as to whether or not they're serious about getting help. Third thing, you need to know what they have already tried. So how long has Zoe been frustrated by math? Okay. What have you done to support her in the past? Those are really important things to know, because if they've already tried XYZ and then you go ahead and pitch them XYZ, there's no appeal there, right? So you need to customize the support that you're going to give the child before they've ever hired you, right? You need to know what's worked in the past and what hasn't worked. So asking that, like, what have you tried so far question is important. At this point, if the parent has told you their life story and you are certain that you can help this kid, you can just go ahead and get them booked on a discovery call. And that's where you're going to get all the details. So parents are busy, right? Like they don't want to be back and forth in Instagram for 3 weeks, which is how long it's going to take if you do this in the DMs. So once you know the gap, how long it's been going on, and what they've tried, propose a call if they seem open to it. If they're giving you like 2-word answers and they're like not really receptive, there's a 4th question that is sometimes helpful to like shift mindset. So that one is, what would life look like if this gap was closed? What would the ideal situation be for you? And then that gets them actually into like a problem solving mode, because like the how long and the tried so far and what's the gap is all heavy stuff, right? Like it's like, let me just complain sort of vibes. But when you shift it into like, what if we solve this? What would that be like? What would that feel like? parents kind of like have this epiphany of like, we don't have to live like this forever. So if you can get them to clearly articulate like what life would be like if the problem were solved, then you can come in with a really helpful tone and be like, yeah, I've helped quite a few students achieve all those things that you just said. Would it be worth a call to see, I can walk you through my strategy and just see if I can help. And then you're going to actually do that, right? Like service-based businesses don't want to be onboarding people who aren't a good fit. So the discovery call is just as much for you as it is for them. Like you need to go in there with the mindset of not like, okay, I'm going to make money on this call. I'm going to close this parent. It's like a genuine curiosity of, can I actually help this family? And do I want to? Because there are lots of parents who have like weird expectations around what they want teachers to do. And a lot of teachers are like, yeah, that's not the job for me. So those are the 4 pieces. And there are actually 6 more pieces that you need to discover on the discovery call. So if you are curious about how to ask intelligent questions once they actually get to the call, I can help with that. I will leave a link below this video to get in touch with me just in case you want that extra help. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.